Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another insightful webinar with Secure Intelligence Limited. My name is Ienu Konga Omowa, and today the topic of our webinar is optimizing operations with generative AI. Please note that as we move forward with this webinar, we have a few housekeeping rules we would like you to adhere to in order for us to have a smooth webinar. Note that this session is being recorded and uploaded on all our social media channels. So just in case you have to get up at the middle of the webinar and you are worried that you need to see a recording of this, you can go on our YouTube channel and you will find a recorded version of this webinar. Attendees can react or raise their hands during the presentation, and other engagement required from attendees is at the discretion of the presenter. If you have a question, use the question and answer section during the session, and we will have them answered at the end of this webinar. Also note that if you need to book a consultation meeting with us here at Secure Intelligence Limited, maybe you want to know more about our services or you have additional questions, there is a Google Calendar link that will be posted in the question and answer comment section of this webinar. You can click on that link and it will lead you to book a meeting with a sales development representative. We are Secure Intelligence Limited, and we are still teams. We're solution builders, and we apply technology to drive effectiveness, agility, and growth for businesses. We're positioned to help enterprises scale globally, and our business stands on these four pillars: the global mindset pillar, the multi-cloud competence pillar, the agility pillar, and the growth pillar. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our speakers for this webinar today. We have Ayomide, who is a cloud and machine learning engineer here with us at Secure Intelligence Unlimited, and he will be speaking with us today. And we also have Emmanuel, who is a front-end developer here with us at Secure Intelligence Limited. Over to you, Emmanuel. Hi.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Can we all hear me? Please, if you can, just, okay. All right, that's fine. Thank you so much, Queen, for the introduction. Like she mentioned, my name is Emmanuel Carlo. I'm a front-end developer. We'll be taking you through this today's presentation. I also have my colleague Ayomide, who is a cloud and machine learning engineer. So without wasting too much of our time, let's dive right into it. So today we'll be speaking about generative AI. What is generative AI? What are the things you could achieve with generative AI? What are the use cases of generative AI? What are the challenges that we've faced before the introduction of generative AI to our everyday processes, and how this, or how we've developed solutions to these challenges? Would also show you a demo of what you can do with generative AI. Then after that, we'll talk about responsible AI. What is responsible AI, and why responsible AI is an important subject. Then after that, we can go to questions and answers. Can you move on to the next slide? Yeah. So what is generative AI? Generative AI, or generative artificial intelligence, is a type of AI that creates new contents, including text, images, videos, and music as well. This is a type of technology that it tries to mimic the human intelligence, and it also tries to do the things that traditionally humans don't do that much, or things that humans wouldn't be so great at doing. Things like image recognition, things like natural language processing. These are things that generative AI could do for us, and not just doing it for us. It does a great job in these kind of tasks to make life easier for us. Next slide, please. Okay, so generative AI, you could train it. You could train it to learn human language. You could train it to learn any kind of subject, be it complex subject, be it non-complex subject. An organization can use generative AI for so many purposes. It could be chatbots, it could be creation of media, it could be designing and their designing principles, depending on what they want to achieve with generative AI. Then the models actually generate new content by referring back to the data that they have been trained on, making new predictions with this data that we've trained generative AIs on. Next slide. So there are so many benefits of generative AI, right? But before I speak about these benefits of generative AI, I would like to talk a little bit more about models, or let me say the foundation of what makes up this generative AI, the things you need to be able to say, oh yes, we have something that we can call generative AI. So there are 4 key things that you need for you to be able to build a generative AI. And these are the model choice. There has to be a model. The second one is customization. The third one is retrieval augmented generation, while the fourth one is agents. So I'll run through this quickly, then before we go over to benefits of generative AI. For the model choice, we need model is actually like the foundation of everything generative AI, right? So this is the foundation upon which generative AI is built. This informs you on how or what data to train your model with, as well as how to do that. For customization, you've gotten a model, like the base information for your generative AI. Customization is just like you fine-tuning and making these generative AI to suit your own use case, depending on industry you find yourself in. We also, the third one being the retrieval augmented generation. You can abbreviate it to RAG. It's used to equip the model to be up to date. So basically, what we do in this phase of generative AI foundation is this is the part where we constantly feed our generative AI with information, up to date information, so as not to provide or produce outdated information to users who wants to consume information. It has to be up to date at every point in time. That's the part where we do this. Then for agents, like an example, we have Amazon Bedrock. It's in this part, what we do is to execute multi-step tasks using company systems and data sources. So things like answering customer questions about your product availability and your order. It's under this compartment. So with that done, let's talk about the benefits of generative AI. As you can see on your screen, we have so many benefits of generative AI. We have so many, but I'm just making this few, talking about new experiences. I'm talking about new experiences. You could create innovative ways, new ways of interacting with your customers. For a business, for any organization, you must have a customer, you must have an audience, you must have your target audience, you must have people you sell to. It could be products, it could be service. With generative AI, you could always come up with new ways, giving your clients and your customers new experiences for each time they come to do any business with your organization. Then we also have productivity. For productivity, it radically improves productivity across all lines of businesses. It does a great job. I have an example here, which is Amazon Code Whisperer. This is a tool, a generative AI tool that helps developers to it guides developers while writing code. You've written the code, but it comes with so many recommendations on what to do better, how to make it better, how to make your app faster, more secure, and more concise. We also have insights. That's one of the benefits of Gen AI. So for insights with Gen AI, you could gain insights and clear answers from all your corporate information. And this actually helps you make faster and better decisions. We also have creativity as a benefit of Gen AI. With creativity, with Gen AI, you could come up with new contents, brand new contents that it's like a novel content that has not been seen before, and it's quite fast in doing that. It doesn't have to sit back and think for several minutes or hours or days for it to come up with the content. As long as you're giving it the right prompts, you're giving it the right information on what you need, you're getting your content back or you're getting your result back almost immediately. And you could use this to work on things like stories. You could get music, images. You can even go as far as generating videos using generative AI. Next slide, please. So here, I'd like to speak about the use cases for generative AI. The number one use case for generative AI is that it enhances customer experience. So just try to put yourself in a situation where you have an issue with a problem with a company, or you have a complaint to lay to a company. Let's say this company has been serving you fine or well over time. They've been delivering consistently. But if their customer service is not on point, if their customer service is not good, that is a big disadvantage to that very company. So, but with the help of generative AI, you could come up with things like chatbots. You could come up with things like virtual assistants coming to your page to make inquiries. Yes, even inquiries in this case, I don't have to wait for 2 hours before an agent comes up or responds to my mail or all of those. With chatbots, virtual assistants, as I'm dropping my question or feedback or anything, I am getting an instant response. I am getting the response immediately, not waiting for several hours for my issue to be resolved or for a feedback, maybe just a simple inquiry that I wanted to make so as to inform my decision before I proceed with this, a purchase or something. I just get what I need immediately and move on. We also have agents assist. We have customer center analytics. Here could take care of your your calls or your interactions with your customers via text, via phone calls, whatever form of information that you've been passing with your customers. With Gen AI, you could get a proper analysis of all of this, in the sense that it could help you track when you have a greater number of people calling in, or on certain days or certain time, this is the type of or the medium of communication that your customers or your clients likes to make use of at any point in time. Or when something is like this is the kind of tone that these people get to. Or once they hear this kind of word, or they hear uh, this or that, this is how they react to it. All of these analytics, all these micro and minute things that ordinarily you may not have taken cognizance as a human, it could be tracked with the help of generative AI. We also have personalization under customer experience, under enhancing customer experience using generative AI. So you could personalize your business. You could call it a name. We could call it a name. Hi, I'm this. I'm here to assist you. I work for so company, or I work for secure intelligence. But it's actually a bot, or it's done with generative AI. But at least it gets to resolve your issue or your first line of complaint if there will be a need to transfer you to another agent. But it at least points you towards the right direction on who to even escalate the issue to, or what to do next. The other use case for Gen AI is boost employee productivity. So for under boosting employee productivity, we have things like conversational search, we have content localization, we have text, image, video generation, we have text summarization, we have code generation. All of these, let me just take them a little bit. But with this, it enhances your output as an employee. If I have a tool that helps me to speed up what I do, if I have a tool that reduces the time for me to achieve something by, say, 50%, 70%, that's a plus. I actually have more time to do more things for my organization. So it goes well when it comes to boosting employee productivity. It also helps or improve business operations. We can document processes with the help of Gen AI. We have a set standard of processes that we apply to while carrying out our activities, while doing our works or operations of our company. With all of these set rules, even with the predictive nature of Gen AI, you could even, with the rules we have already, we could even predict more rules based on some other new processes that we want to introduce. So we want to introduce a new process with the help of Gen AI. We could predict how that document or that standard of operation is going they could they could they could be able to detect abnormal transactions. They could be able to flag fraudulent transactions just with the help of Gen AI, as those transactions are happening real time. Then we also have creativity. So for creativity, for use case of Gen AI, we have things like image generation for web projects. We have video enhancements with Gen AI. You could tweak your video to make it better. You could add some level of editing to you could add some level of editing to make your content more appealing to your audience. You could create music with Gen AI, image enhancements, things like creating animations. Please, can we go on over to the next slide? Yeah. So for challenges faced by industry and how we could solve this problem with Gen AI. One of the challenges we have, or we had before advent of Gen AI, is content creation to generate content. For people who are into content, for people who create content, you go on social media, you see all sorts of content, video contents, audio contents, text, articles, and all of that. For people who really do this, they know how difficult it is for them to drop, let's say for an article of not so many words. It takes a whole lot of work for you to even structure your article, for you to come up with topics, for you to come up with bullet points. It's quite time consuming. These are some of the challenges we face, like before AI, to get a high quality original content. It's very time consuming and is resource intensive, even for the creators. But with the introduction of Gen AI, we could generate realistic and creative content autonomously. We could produce arts, we could produce images, while language models can generate coherent text that seems like just a human is speaking. It doesn't seem so robot-like. It seems like you're interacting with actual human, and that has emotions and all of that. Then we can generate correct text, both of which can match or exceed the quality produced by humans in many cases. Next slide, please. So challenges, still under challenges faced by industries. Another challenge is personalization and recommendation systems. Just before Gen AI, this used to be a challenge, especially for people in the e-commerce industry, or any kind of thing that you sell. It must not be e-commerce where you sell probably everything. You could be selling, you could have a niche of people you render your services to. Before Gen AI, it's what you see is what you get. I'm coming to buy this product. I just pay for that product and that's all. There's no level of intelligence that tells the system that, oh, if this person purchases this thing, there's a need that this person may need this, or this product goes in hand with this other product. So, but with the advent of Gen AI, we could get personalized recommendations. It happens in consumption of content. There are type of contents that you like to consume. Let's say you go to YouTube or something. If you are usually watching a certain type of content, those are the type of content you usually see on your feed for each time you log onto that app. Same thing is applicable to e-commerce and other businesses. I buy this product because I bought this product. There's a high chance that I may need this product to use it with the first one I bought. So with Gen AI, we could do this type of recommendations, and this actually it helps improve user experience by suggesting these products or contents or services that are more likely to be relevant and appealing to individual customers, just based on your choice or what you were trying to get at that point in time. Next slide, please. The other challenge is automation of complex tasks. Human Hello, Jay. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think I lost it today. All right, but moving on. Where was I? Just a moment, please. Okay, so um Moving on with the challenges that we faced before the advent of AI. We've spoken about the issue, the challenge we face with creative content generation. We've spoken about personalization and recommendation systems. We've also spoken about automation of complex tasks. So yes, humans, we are complex beings. We do a lot of wonderful work and innovations and all of that. But then for us to come up with an idea, or for us to accomplish a task, especially for the complex ones, it takes time. It takes a whole lot of thinking. It takes a whole lot of planning. It takes a whole lot of trial and error in some cases just to come up with that perfect result, right? But with and even manual work as well. But with Gen AI, we could automate some of these tasks or all of these tasks. Just provide the information lines with certain structure at a certain point in time every day of the week. You just automate it that way. Once it gets to that time of the day, it does the job and gives you the results. You will see you saving a whole lot of time, saving a whole lot of energy, and increasing your productivity on the long run. The other challenges is customer support. Yes, for customer support, before the advent of advanced Gen AI chatbots, customer support teams, they often struggle with managing a large volume of inquiries effectively. It may have happened to everyone on this call. Like you you feel like, come on, they're online, they are not responding to me, they just don't care about their customers and all of that. Yes, it could be very annoying, but then again, in most cases, that shows that it is human on the other side that is responding to you. As you are waiting, or as you are dropping your messages or your inquiries or your complaints, so are probably 1,000 other people. So are other 1,000 people doing the same thing. And as human, there is little or nothing that this human could do to serve everybody at the same time or to respond to everybody at the same time. So it's obviously going to take a while before everybody's issue gets resolved and all of that. But with Gen AI, it has revolutionized customer support by providing scalable and efficient solutions 24/7. Any time of the day you call upon it, it's going to give you a response. It gives you instant responses. It can handle multiple inquiries simultaneously, and it's very consistent in the responses that it gives to whoever that is inquiring for that information. All right. So yeah, I would just like to speak about some other or plenty of the industries where Gen AI has been useful or has been helpful. So we have so many things like so many industries like the financial services, which we've mentioned. Like in financial services, it could help them with detection of abnormal transactions. It could help them with things like fraud detection. It could even help them to maintain the things like transaction limits based on how they operate in their industry. For financial services too, you could use an AI image recognition capability uh, to improve the KYC process. That also could help with their authentication of their customers and their users. Um, Same as media and entertainment, plenty of content that you could generate in real time or at the snap of a finger. So quickly, you are already coming up with content to release to your audience. even for telecom can also help in especially analysis of how users interact with their products or how users are using that very product. How about healthcare and life sciences? Here we also have things like uh, some researches. It could help you with some researches on any subject matter that is being looked into to maybe to come up with a cure or to come up with a theory or anything of that nature. Next slide, please. Okay, so at this point, I would like my colleague Ayomide to help us show us a demo of not just talking about what Gen AI could do, so that we also get to see with our eyes and understand what we could achieve with Gen AI.
All right, thank you, Manu.
Just
You can keep sharing while I explain Amazon Lex before I present the demo. Thanks. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ayomide. I'm a cloud and machine learning engineer here at Secure Intelligence Limited. So I'm going to show you a demo, a customer support chatbot that we built using Amazon Lex. So at first, Amazon Lex is a service for building conversational search interface into any applications, in voice and text. Amazon Lex is an AWS service that is powered by Amazon Alexa. So Amazon Alexa is a deep learning technology. So it provides automatic speech recognition to convert speech to text, and also for natural language processing, for natural language understanding, so it can recognize the intent of the text. So Amazon Lex allows developers to create engaging user experiences and conversational interactions. So Amazon Lex can be used to improve productivity with application bots. So it can be used to automate basic user tasks in your applications with powerful chatbots, which you can seamlessly connect with other enterprise software to AWS Lambda and maintain granular access control to IAM. So Amazon Lex has so many key features. So it can be used for automatic speech recognition. So it can be used to convert speech to text. It can be used to recognize intent behind every text input. So that is why it can easily be used to build a customer support chatbot. So you can also integrate it with AWS Lambda. So you can integrate your bot with AWS Lambda. So the Lambda function can be the backend side for your bots, right? Which can also be talking or getting data from your database. And also you can use Amazon Lex for multi-tone conversations. You can use it for voice, and so it supports voice and it also supports text, right? So instead of just chatting with your chatbot, so you can also talk to it and it's going to respond back to you. All right, so there are various use cases of Amazon Lex for customer satisfaction. So you can use it to build customer service bots. You can use it for personal assistance. Can you go back up? Because I'm just explaining Amazon Lex, right? Go back to it, just stay there. Right. So I'm going to take it off from here, just stay. So Amazon Lex can be used for many things. Can use it to build customer service bots. Can use it for personal assistance. So developers can develop personal assistant bots that can help customers manage their schedules, appointments, get reminders, and so on. And also you can use Amazon Lex to build e-commerce applications. So for example, online retailers can implement Amazon Lex bots to assist customers in finding products, making purchase recommendations, processing of orders, and also enhancing shopping experiences. So you can also use Amazon Lex for support. So Amazon Lex can create both for IT, FDX, and HR support. So it can offer immediate support and which can allow for reduction in wait times for employees seeking assistance with technical issues of HR inquiries. So there are various use cases of Amazon Lex, and there are also so many real world examples that we have, right? For example, we have Domino's Pizza, right? So the Domino's Pizza utilize Amazon Lex to enable their customers to place orders through voice commands, so which has been enhancing the convenience of their ordering processes. And also we have Capital One. So Capital One is also a company which has been using a less powered chatbots to assist customers with their banking needs. So which has been providing information on transactions, balances, and more, just via natural conversations. And there are various benefits of using Amazon Lex. So it can be used to enhance customer experience, right? Because it is going to provide 24/7 availability, accurate responses, and the both can significantly improve customer satisfaction. And also it is also enhancing operational efficiency, right? So, and also it is also improving scalability because Lex can handle high volumes of interactions that human being cannot handle, right? Without degrading performance. So it has been ensuring consistent service quality. So overall, Amazon Lex plays a crucial role in transforming customer service and operational workflows across various industries. So it is offering scalable, efficient, and intelligent conversational interface. So I'm going to show you a demo, right? So I'm going to share my screen. You can stop sharing while I share my screen. So I'm going to show you a demo of a hotel booking chat customer support bot that we built using Amazon Lex. All right. Please let me know when you can, if anyone can see my screen. Can anyone see my screen yet? Hello.
We can, yes.
Thanks. All right, so this is Amazon Lex. All right. So this is its interface in AWS. So to save our time, so we have already configured the intent, the slots, and everything needed for the Amazon Lex to work, right? So we can actually test it here. So this is just an interface for us to be able to test the Lex bots before you can actually decide, okay, maybe you want to integrate it into your website, or you want to integrate it into maybe your WhatsApp application, or anywhere you want to integrate it into. All right. So this is a customer support board for booking hotel. All right, let me just show some few configurations that we made. So kindly wait while I sign in. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. So what we have here is the intent. So intent is just where you configure what you want your bot to be able to do, the task that you want your bot to be able to help your customers with, right? So for example, so this is the first thing we are expecting here, right? So the customers can say they want to book hotel, they want to make hotel reservations, and all of that, right? So this bot is powered by foundational model, right, by generative AI foundational model. So you can be able to understand what the customer actually wants to do, right? So you can give it any kind of intent, right? As long as it is going along with that you actually want to book hotel. So it's going to understand it and it's going to give you a response. All right, so let's test this. So for example, so if I tell my bot that I want to book hotel, all right. All right. So it will first welcome your customers, then it's going to ask, what city will you be staying in? All right, like which of our branch, in which city. So for example, let's suppose someone to stay in the Lagos branch. All right. And also what day. So the person might say, let's say, person wants to lodge tomorrow. So it's going to ask how many nights. Person wants to stay just for 2 nights. All right. So it's going to ask the type of room. Person wants to stay in King's room. So it's going to ask you again, okay, I have you down for a 2 night stay. Shall I book the reservation? So it's trying to confirm if it should continue with the final processing. So you can tell it no and it's going to stop. And if you tell it yes, so it's going to talk to Lambda that is going to actually make your bookings, right? Because the Lambda is already integrated with a DynamoDB database, right? So it's going to be able to make your bookings, and you can. So this is just one use case, by the way, and also this can be configured to actually do more than this, right? So these are more of what you can do with Amazon Lex. So if I should say yes, so it's going to say thank you. We appreciate your reservations and can't wait to make your stay memorable. So which means that your reservations have been booked. All right. And also you can also integrate this into your website. So I'm just going to stop sharing and share just a simple UI, right? Because this is just a testing UI. So you can also integrate into your website or even integrate it into your WhatsApp as a bot or Telegram or just any way that that your customers are. So I'm going to share just the simple UI that we built for this. I'm trying to share. Let's explain this. Like this. a second space. Can you see my screen now? Is there anyone should just let me know?
Yes, you can.
All right, so this is just a simple UI that can be integrated into your website, right? So this is just the same thing as what we have in our AWS console. So this is the UI chat with me to make your room reservation. So you can actually give it the same prompts. Book hotel. So just the same thing. So now let's say this person wants to stay in Abuja now. And let's say the person wants to lodge in June 30th. Let's say the person just wants to stay for a night. So it's going to ask just the same thing. So the same way it is working in the console, it should also work just exactly the same in your website. So now let's say the person is no more interested. So it's going to say your reservation will not be submitted. So this can be integrated into your website to actually help you in providing your service to your customers easier, because your customer can actually make their own reservations right from their room, right from their comfort zones, instead of them having to make their way to your hotel and start finding people to talk to and all of that. So this is what Amazon Lex can do. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing because we have another demo to present. Okay, so our second demo is a question and answering chatbot, right? This is a chatbot that can talk to your PDF. So instead of it having general knowledge base, I believe we are all familiar with ChatGPT, whereas you can ask it any question about anything, right? So this chatbot here is a chatbot that you can use to talk to your PDF. So you can upload your PDF files. It might be textbooks, it might be CSV files, internal documents, and all of that. So you can upload any documents into the chatbot, and you can ask it any questions, and it's going to give you answer based on the information that it has. All right. So we built this chatbot using Amazon Bedrock. So Amazon Bedrock is a generative AI tool for application development. So it is released by AWS. It's an AWS service. So it is fully managed. It's a fully managed service that provides access to leading foundational models to a single endpoint. So there are various models in Amazon Bedrock. We have models from Anthropic Cloud. We have from AWS itself and many more. So it offers developers access to many foundational models and tools to customize them for specific applications. So instead of people having to start training their own model from scratch, right, because that's going to cost a whole lot of money and time consuming and going to require big expertise. So Amazon Bedrock is just an AWS service that developers can use to actually build their generative AI faster, because they have access to already trained foundational models, right? And they can also use a technique called fine-tuning to also tailor the model to their various use case, right? So they can also train the model again. They can fine tune it using their own data, right? For example, people in the healthcare industry, they can decide to also feed in the model with healthcare data, right? Just so it can be able to answer questions or give them some things in healthcare industries better. All right. So using Amazon Bedrock, you can easily experiment with evaluate top foundational models for your use cases. So there are various models in Amazon Bedrock in which you can easily just request access to them and check the way they work, right? So you can test them before you then decide to actually use them. And you can also privately customize them with your data using fine tuning. And then we also have RAG. So you can use retrieval augmented generation called RAG to build agents that execute tasks using your enterprise system and data sources. So RAG is a technique used to actually fine tune your model to talk to your own enterprise system data, right? So you can have a knowledge base that contains your company data or your industry data. So you can use RAG model to actually fine tune use RAG technique to fine tune your model, just so it can be able to contain those data as well, instead of just general data that are not really useful to you. All right. So I'm going to show you a question and answering chatbot that we built using Bedrock. We also use LangChain for RAG, and we use FISA for knowledge, for embedding. We use FISA for embedding, and then we use S3 to store our data. We use S3 as our data knowledge base. All right. So let me show you what the question and answering chatbot look like. Do it while I get that up. A second. You can ask your question. You can ask any question if you have any question, as I try to get the application up and running.
You're having a swell time, guys, because I have been having a swell time and I've been learning a lot on how to optimize operations with generative AI. Please, if you have any questions, this is the best time to put it in the chat box so our presenters can help you answer your questions or concerns with optimizing operations with generative AI. Um, we will be waiting for your questions. Okay, so I have a question for Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, how can we ensure data privacy and security when using generative AI? especially when dealing with sensitive operational data.
Sorry, can you come again?
How can you hear me, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
How can we ensure data privacy and security when using generative AI, especially when dealing with sensitive operational data?
Okay. So when using generative AI, one, like as I mentioned, one of the foundational things that you need to do or put in place, you need things like your model, you need things like to fine tune it, you need things like RAG. So while setting up all of these things, this is the point where you set up the security for your data. And while fine-tuning your Gen AI, there are level of information that is out of bound or is off limit to be given back to, say, a client when they make inquiry. There are, for every industry, there is something we call a industry secrets. So this type of information, while at the point of setting up your model, you must have incorporated these instructions to this Gen AI. Do not provide so information or this category of information to users when they request for such information. So that is when maybe when you're interacting with some of these generative AIs that we have, there are some questions that you will ask. They just give you like somewhat automated response, but not automated response that says, I am unable to provide you with this type of answer. If there's any other thing you'd like me to assist you with, go ahead and ask. But for this particular question that you asked, I cannot give you any answer for that. Is that clear?
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
All right, so I want to add to that, right? So if you are building a generative AI application, right? So for example, if you are making use of any of the models in Amazon Bedrock, so it's not like you are taking your data into the model, right? You are bringing the model into your data, right? So it's like you are making a copy of the model and then bringing it into your data, then feed it into the model. Then you cannot feed your data into the model. So those people that actually owns the model, they don't have access to your data because you made a copy, like you made a snapshot of what they had last, right? Then you now fine tune it into your own taste. So now you are the one in control of that particular foundational model. So everything about security, privacy, and all of that has been taken care of, right? So I believe that should answer your question. So you are not giving them your data because you only made a snapshot, right? In which you now own, then you can now work on that to build your own generative AI application.
Thank you very much, Ayomide and Emmanuel. Those were great answers to the questions that were asked. So I think we would allow Ayomide proceed with the second demo. So please go ahead.
So I believe everyone can come right now. All right. So this is the question and answer chat box. Can you hear me? Go ahead.
We can hear you, Ayomide.
All right. So this is a question and answer chatbot, right? So this chatbot can actually talk to your PDF. So I've already uploaded the PDF for our meeting, right? This PDF that we are sharing, right? Our slides for our meeting. So I've already uploaded it to the model. So now I want to ask question from the PDF. So for example, if I should ask it that, who are the speakers? Are you telling me that based on the context provided, the speakers are Ayomide and Emmanuel, right? So we can also ask it another question. Okay, let me find something from our slide that I can ask it again. So let me ask it benefits of generative AI. So it's going to give us only the benefits of generative AI that we have in our slides, because that's the only knowledge that it is aware of, right? So let me ask it, what are the benefits of Gen AI? All right. So can you tell us, based on the context provided, some of the key benefits are this, and this, and these are just what we have in our slide. So and again, let me also test by asking it something that's not in the slide. Okay, let me ask you something like names of, let me say, pets. Right. So it's can you telling us that based on the context provided, I did not see any information about names of pets. So this is a very powerful chatbot that can use to talk to your company's internal documents, right? Your CSV files, your HR documents and files, and all of that. So this and more are what generative AI can actually help you achieve. So with this, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thanks so much for listening. So I'm going to hand over to, okay, before I hand over, I would like to talk to you about responsible AI. So then I'll hand over to one who's going to wrap up. So let me share my slide screen again, just for a minute or two, to talk about responsible AI, and that will. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right. So responsible AI refers to the developing and using AI in ways that are ethical, trustworthy, and socially responsible. So responsible AI just refers to the development, deployment, and the use of AI systems in a manner that is ethical, transparent, and aligned with societal values. So the goal is just to ensure that AI technologies are designed and implemented in ways that promote fairness, accountability, and inclusivity, while minimizing risk and consequences. So, for example, in terms of bias and fairness, so generative AI systems should be it should be free from biases that could lead to unfair treatment of individuals or groups. So it should not be biased in any way. So for example, if you ask any foundational model able to generate a picture of a doctor, so it shouldn't just assume that picture of a doctor should be a male, should be a male. So it should be able to give us both male or even female pictures. All right. So that is one way. And also transparency. And also transparency. So making the AI systems and their decisions understandable to stakeholders impacted. So AI processes and decisions should be explainable and very much understandable to users and the stakeholders. And this involves creating interpretable models and providing clear documentation on how the AI systems operate. Then we have privacy and security. So protecting, like the question that someone asked earlier, right? So protecting user data and ensuring that the AI systems are secure are very, very crucial. And this includes implementing robust data protection measures, secure data storage, make sure the data storage are very much encrypted, and also you secure all the processing methods. So you have to make sure that you safeguard the AI system from malicious attacks, you protect the user data, and you ensure confidentiality. Then we have veracity and robustness. So which is used to achieve correct system outputs, even with unexpected or adversarial inputs. So even if you input something that doesn't really make sense, right? So you should be able to understand what you're trying to say. You should be able to understand your intents and give you meaningful outputs. All right, so that was all on responsible AI. So I'm going to hand over, or we can as well entertain just few questions if there's any question
Okay, thank you
before
very
we end
much,
our presentation.
Ayamide. We have quite a few questions before you go. Thank you very much, also, Emmanuel. This was really informative. Um, so the question here is for you, Ayamide. What are some common pitfalls or challenges companies face when integrating generative AI into their operations, and how can they be avoided?
Common challenges companies face when integrating generative AI into their application.
Yes.
Common challenges. Well, the challenges might be funds, right? Might be
Yeah.
money, because generative AI application might be costly and expensive, right? And again, another one might be infrastructure, right? If they don't have enough infrastructure that can actually give them what they want, right? But if the company is actually making use of cloud infrastructure, so I would say most of the challenges have been solved, right? Because there are so many cloud resources, so many cloud services that you can use nowadays to actually build generative AI easily and bring your generative AI application to life faster. Right.
Okay. Thank you very much for that answer, Ayomide. This one is for you, Emmanuel. What are the key factors to consider when selecting a generative AI tool or platform for optimizing operations?
Sorry, can you take the question again?
Okay. What are the key factors to consider when selecting a generative AI tool or platform for optimizing operations?
Oh, okay. Things you need to consider is first off, your budget comes into play. What you have and what you want to achieve. Then the other things is data. What is the level of data you have access to, the data you can work with in order to train your model with it, and how frequently or how easily you can get the data for you to keep on constantly feeding your model with. Then the other thing could be human resources when it comes to interaction with this generative AI. There is a little bit of awareness or training for say employees or for users who want to make use of this thing, for them to be able to get the the full advantage or take full advantage of your generative AI? Those are like the key things.
All right, let me add to that, right? So some key factors to consider if you are actually trying to build a generative AI application. So the first one might be your use case or your purpose, right? Your application needs. So you have to determine what you actually need the model to do. Do you need a model for text generation? Because there are some models that are good for text generation. Do you need a model for image creation? Do you need it for data synthesis and so on and so forth, right? And also you have to also consider model performance, right? Because those models, they have different parameters. And the more parameters that a model actually has, the better it's going to perform, right? So you have to also consider that. So you have to assess the models accuracy in generating relevant and high quality outputs. So you have to make sure that okay, this one is actually good, right, for what I want to achieve. And you also have to consider scalability and efficiency, right? Your resource requirements. You have to consider your computational resources that are required for training and inferences, right? So instead of you trying to train your own model from scratch, so you have to consider all those things, your resources for computation, your computational resources. So you can just use any model that have maybe the GPU or CPU that you actually need for your application to work, right? And also you have to consider, because there are some models that you cannot find soon, right? So you have to also check if the model actually supports fine tuning, right? So there are so many things. There are so many things to consider. And also you have to ensure that the model integrates well with your existing systems and platforms. And you should also consider costs, because some models are actually costlier than other ones, right? And you should also consider security and privacy. You ensure that the model complies with the security standards of the data that you want to that you're trying to protect, right? So you have to make sure that the model actually go along with data security and compliances and so on and so forth. So for you to build a generative application, you made research. So that is why there is bedrock for you to test out many models and see what they can do, how they perform, which one performs better before you decide to make use of them to build your application. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ayomide and Emmanuel, for those answers to the questions that were asked. Um, you can take this to the next level with support from Secure Intelligence Limited if you need to build with generative AI or integrate generative AI into the day-to-day runnings of your organization. We at Secure Intelligence can help you with our still support engineers, our 24/7 support service, and we can help you come in and help you integrate generative AI into your organization to help you better optimize and scale. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you and we hope to see you more and more in other of the webinars that we will be running. If you want to connect with us on all our social media platforms, you can connect with us at Instagram at @still_teams. You can connect with us on LinkedIn at Secure Intelligence. On Twitter or X, we are at @still_teams. On Facebook, we are at Still Teams. And if you need to see a recording of this webinar, you can go to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com at @still_teams, and you will find a recording of this webinar or any of the other webinars we have given in the past. Thank you for joining us again today. We really appreciate your presence. Have a pleasant week ahead. Bye.